The General Dynamics F-16 Fighting Falcon is a solitary-motor supersonic multi-role contender airplane initially created by General Dynamics, now Lockheed Martin, for the United States Air Force, USAF. Planned as an air prevalent state warrior, it developed into an effective all-climate multi-role airship.
All one motion. So then just in case it lets go, you're good.
Okay.
Just sit right down in that bad boy. So right now you're lined up really well.
Yep.
More than 4,500 airplanes have been worked since generation was affirmed in 1976. Albeit never again being bought by the U.S. aviation-based armed forces, enhanced renditions are being worked for fair clients. In 1993, General Dynamics sold its flying machine fabricating business to the Lockheed Corporation, which thusly turned out to be a piece of Lockheed Martin after a 1995 merger with Martin Marietta.
So we'll go ahead and start time from the bottom.
All right, Bubba, welcome to 20th Fighter Wing and Shaw Air Force Base. We are excited to have you part of Camaro 4-3 flight today. The U.S. Air Force driving experience is kind of what we're going to show you.
I like it.
It's exciting for us because there's a lot of parallels between the aviation and the U.S. Air Force, and the teamwork especially, and NASCAR. Everything from the technical piece of it, but especially the teamwork piece of it. Having been exposed to the complexity of the sport, for NASCAR, I see a lot of parallels, and hopefully you had a chance today, and we'll finish it off on the flight line here, to see that whole team in action. And so we're excited to show that to you. It's not unlike a race where there are days and days of prep to lead up to one mission. These airplanes are all built back in the 90s, yet we got airmen that are younger, that were born after the airplanes were made, that are keeping those things in the air on a day-to-day basis.
The Fighting Falcon's key highlights incorporate a frameless air pocket shelter for better perceivability, side-mounted control stick to ease control while moving, a seat leaned back 30 degrees to decrease the impact of G-powers on the pilot, and the primary utilization of a casual static dependability/fly-by-wire flight control framework which makes it an agile airship. The F-16 has an interior M61 Vulcan gun and 11 areas for mounting weapons and other mission hardware. The F-16's legitimate name is Battling Falcon, however, Snake is usually utilized by its pilots and teams, because of an apparent likeness to a snake wound, and in addition the Colonial Viper starfighter on Battlestar Galactica. Notwithstanding dynamic obligation in the U.S. Flying Corps, Air Force Reserve Command, and Air National Guard units, the flying machine is likewise utilized by the USAF Airborne Exhibition Group, the U.S. Aviation-based Armed Forces Thunderbirds, and as an enemy/attacker airplane by the United States Navy. The F-16 has additionally been acquired to serve noticeable all-around powers of 25 different countries.
Helicopter 7091, contact on the approach 133.4.
Tracking. And then he's going to roll again. And basically, I'm trying to maintain this. Tracking. There we are. Nice work, brother.
After a protracted development and despite operational issues, the USAF considered the F-22 critical to its tactical air power. When the aircraft was introduced, the USAF stated that the aircraft was unmatched by any known or projected fighter. The Raptor's combination of stealth, aerodynamic performance, and situational awareness gives the aircraft unprecedented air combat capabilities. The high cost of the aircraft, a lack of clear air-to-air missions due to delays in Russian and Chinese fighter programs, a ban on exports, and development of the more versatile F-35 led to the end of F-22 production. A final procurement tally of 187 operational production aircraft was established in 2009, and the last F-22 was delivered to the USAF in 2012.
That was not clear.
We want to ensure that the members of the staff, the CENTCOM staff, understand how to properly employ the F-35 and understand both our capabilities, specifically the F-35B, so they understand how to best employ the aircraft in support of the Joint Force.
Well, it's a pretty big deal, not only just for CENTCOM, but for the Marine Corps. I mean, this is the newest and most lethal aircraft that the Joint Force has, and the fact that it's coming into the CENTCOM theater and potentially seeing some combat operations is a pretty big deal. So the Marine Corps has always had the ability through the MAGTF to do a broad range of combat operations, but now when you put an F-35 Bravo as part of the air combat element, now it increases the capabilities of what the MAGTF could provide to the combatant commander.
What we want to do is we want to make sure that this jet helps out the entire MAGTF. So this is specific for MAGTF operations. We're also going to help out in the joint environment as well, both in air and on the surface. And that's kind of the big picture. That's why we're here at CENTCOM, what we can do for the joint fight. And then as always, we're here to support the Marine Riflemen on the ground.
I think as a planner and for other Marines that perhaps aren't familiar with F-35s, they need to understand that the F-35 is more than just an aircraft. It's a system of systems that's flying. It's got sensors. It could do low observable aircraft. It could do anti-access aerodynamic capabilities. So it's more than just simply an aircraft. So you have to think a little bit different about how you plan and employ this capability in support of combat operations.
It's in the fleet now. It's deploying with the Muse, and it's out in the fleet, and we're growing in numbers. So we're going to be there in higher numbers to support Marines on deck.